Good morning, good afternoon, students. Can you all see the screen? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right. Good. All the exams going so far?
Sir, them going decent, sir. I just have building Monday. Then after that, I have physics on Wednesday, and then it's all paper ones.
Okay, so we can start our um paper one binge after Wednesday. So I want to hear from the rest of the class in terms of when we can start going after the paper ones. Because the document I sent you, I want you all to binge through them, and we have to work through those papers, right? Because we have to get 60 out of 60 in this exam, no less than 58. So that's the plan. So I'm going to work through this paper today. It's a recent exam paper, so a lot of the questions that you will see on your exam this year, some of them might be on this, or might be of this standard. All right, so the focus is to do the most recent exam papers. Clear those, make sure we get exposed to those. Once you have them available, we're going to use them. All right.
Yes,
January
sir.
2023. All right. So let's go. So the idea is that, I mean, as you're studying for your other exams, maybe you don't have time to be doing them now. But I'm going to just work through this just to keep us, kind of in tune with what is happening with the subject. So don't forget us the stuff. So that we can binge it afterwards. And I'm recording it so that when you eventually get to do the paper, at least you'll have a recording in case there are any issues. All right, not less than 58 is good enough, guys. I'm telling you, nothing less than 58 is good enough. All right. Let's also run through this paper. And the aim here is to maybe, look at some shortcut ways or some ways to do the questions. But seeing that we can't use a calculator, that is the main thing. You cannot use a calculator. So you have to be able to do these questions without a calculator. All right. And sometimes just remember one thing, the answer is there on the paper. And sometimes the answer is a guide to what the answer is. The answers that are presented is a guide to what the answer is. So you have to keep an eye on the answers that are there as you work. All right, let's go. Number one. Right here. It says, what is the value of the digit 2 in this number? So the digit 2 here comes 2 places after the decimal point. So it's really 2 hundredths. 2 hundredths. That 0.02 is 2 hundredths. So the value of it is 0.02, which is the same as 2 over 100. So this is the answer. Easy as that. All right, this one. What percentage of 50 is 10? So we can break it down, we can say, okay, 50, 10%. So I always go to the 10% and then 1%. To break down a number into percentage. So 10% of a number is basically drop out the zero. So 10% is 5. 10% is 5. And you want what percentage is 10? So to get this to become 10, you multiply this by 2. So if 10% is 5, then 20% is the 10. You could get it that way. But then we can calculate it. All right, so can reason it out that way quickly. But apart from that, we can calculate it. And the calculation might be to say 10 out of 50 of 100. 10 out of 50 is what percentage of 50 is 10. So do the calculation. You're gonna get 20 just the same. It's 20%. All right, so that is it. Another way you can do it actually is to set up like an equation and say you don't know the percent. You're gonna say x%, x over 100 times 50. What percentage is 10, right? X% of 50 is equal to 10. So a third way to do it, then trying to find x. And from this, let me minimize this, make it smaller. I'm showing you 3 different ways right here. So if you set up like an equation like this, I want to find the x. You're basically transposing these, right? So if you're doing it that way, I'll put this to the side here, giving it 3 different ways to do it. So if you do it like an equation here, trying to find the x, then the x would be equal to 10 times 100 divided by the 50. It's going to work out to 20 just the same. All right. Going to work out to 20 just the same. 10 into this, that, 5 into that goes 2 times. You're going to get the same 20. You work it out. So that still equals 20. X equals 20. So anyway, that is it. I think most persons might do it this way, right? In red. That's the traditional way. The value that comes after the off is what you're taking the percentage of. So you put that on the denominator. That is the key. All right, this one. To write this in standard form, basically remember now that the decimal point, we need it to be here. It's supposed to be in a position set about 1 non-zero digit before the decimal point. Also, you can know the size of the number must be some 10 negative power, right? Some negative power, because that's a small number, 0.00 something. And the number of places you have to move the decimal point to get it here is 2. So the power is actually 10 to the minus 2 after the decimal point is here. All right, so you can actually know that it will be 2.086 times that. But then how do we work it out if we don't know that quick reasoning? We could say, okay, to get the decimal point where it is supposed to be in the standard form. Right? This is called a standard form, or also call it scientific notation. So it's standard notation or a scientific notation or a standard form. So I'll take this number and move it 2 places to the right. How do we move it 2 places to the right? By multiplying it by 10 squared. That multiplication by 10 squared will move it for us. But to balance out or to cancel out the multiplication by 10 squared, we then have to multiply by 10 to the minus 2 because we don't want the number to change. So this will actually do the movement for us. This will do the movement of the decimal point for us. That will multiply that result by 10 to the minus 2. So then it will become 2.086 times this, times 10 to the minus 2. So this calculation in here would have moved the decimal point for us. In any case, the answer is with the minus 2. Careful, right? So these two look alike, you know. You have to look at the power carefully. All right, so it's this one right here. And I said I give question with the same value sometimes, where this is the answer. All right, that's when they give 208.6. I wanted to do the standard notation. This is the answer. So we have to look out for those. A lot of similarities in the questions. All right, number 4. It says in a school, the ratio of the number of pupils to teachers is 20 to 1. So pupils to teachers is 20 to 1. That's what they told us. It tells us that the actual number of pupils is 840. So what I normally like to do with ratio is build it up to show the actual. So I want the pupil side to become 840. So I want to build this up such that this side becomes 840. So it's a matter of saying, what do I multiply this by for it to become 840? And to know what I multiply it by, do I look at division? The 840 divided by 20 tells you what you need to multiply it by. And that's actually going to be the answer, you know, right? So this is what you have to multiply it by for the ratio to show the actual value. If you divide this, you're going to get 42. 0 cancels 0. And then 84 divided by 2 is 42. So it's going to be 42. So it means that you have to multiply this ratio by 42 for it to show the actuals. And when You multiply by 42. This becomes the 840 that we know it is. The teachers are 2. And this times 42 is 42. So this represents the number of teachers. All right, that is the answer, right? Number of teachers is 42. So that's the answer right here. All right, so that is it. All right, so some persons will know that you just divide by the 42, but I want to show you this method in case this number was not a 1. So for example, if this was that 3 was a ratio, then you have to multiply the 3 by the 42. All right, so get familiar with this method. This question says a bag of apples, a bag of apples can be shared equally among 6, 10, or 15 children. So this is very question that asks it multiple times, different ways, the same 3 values. The answer is the lowest common multiple. The minimum number of apples that is likely in the bag is the lowest common multiple of these 3 numbers. I usually start to write out the multiples with the largest one first. So you want the 6, you want the LCM, the lowest common multiple of 6, 10, and 15. Because they did say the minimum that can be there. So you want the lowest common multiple. And you usually multiply the larger one first. So the first multiple is a 15, yes, but the next value is 30. That's the next multiple of 15. And then is 30 a multiple of 10? Yes. And is 30 a multiple of 6? Yes. And so the lowest common multiple is that 30 right there. Right? Because this carries out to 30 as well. And this carries out to 30 as well. Understand? So usually work this one first. So let me take these off. Because this is a multiple of these two. It's a multiple of that and a multiple of that. Right? And that's why we know that it is the lowest common multiple. Get the multiples of the largest one first. All right, next question, number 6. Number 6 gives us this. It tells us that this times this is equal to that. Remember, it carries a calculator now. And I want us to work this out. All right. So sometimes remember that you can count decimal places. So for example, how this times this, see, there are 3 decimal places. They add up to 3 decimal places. So the answer has 3 decimal places. We multiply these 2. This number of decimal places and this one is now 43 is now 0. So you add up this and this, the number of decimal places is 2. And so it's the answer with 2 decimal places here is the answer. But let's say you don't know that. Another way to look at it is to say, okay, what is the comparison between this and this? The comparison is that this is the same. So the only number that has changed is this one. All right. And how has it changed? We have moved the decimal point 1 place to the right to get this. And so the answer that is here now will also move 1 place to the right. All right. And so that is why this becomes the answer. This, when we move the decimal place 1 place to the right, it becomes 15.91. So that's multiple ways we can look at it. So this is the answer. Another way you can look at it is basically just to estimate on the values. Estimate on the values. Right? So for example, this is 0.3, this is 0.37, right? And this is 43. Now suppose you say, okay, this 43, I'm going to call it 40. And this 0.37, I'm actually going to call it 0.5. So the answer for this is 20. But you know, because this number was less than 0.5, it's actually less than 20, the answer is. Right? But it is in the tens. So this is the only answer in the tens. So you can compare the values that way as well, right? You have to get a value in the 10. This one is in the hundreds. This one is in the thousand. This one is in the ones. You want an answer that is in the tens, right? So this one is the only one in the tens. So you could use numbers like this to estimate what they gave you, right? And you can get the answer that way and reason it out. All right. Next question. Which of the following sets is defined as this? Now, the first thing is that you must know that this means integers. This means integers. So the Z means integers. What are integers? Integers Integers. Integers are positive or negative whole numbers. Now, this means that if you read it from the left, from the middle, sorry, the x is greater than -2. So this range starts at -2 and it includes the -2 because of the equal. And this one ends at 4, including the 4. So you want the values that start at -2 and end at 4, inclusive because of the equal on both of them. All right, so it has to be this one down here as its answer. It has to be that one. It starts at -2 and it's all the integers. All right, and that is it. All right, this one says the item refers to the following Venn diagram, which shows two intersecting sets P and Q. Now in this Venn diagram, the number in P is 5, and the number in Q is 9, and the number in the union is 10. All right, and they're asking what is in the intersection. Now, what is in the shaded, the number in the shaded region is really the intersection. So the question is really asking you for the intersection. So this right here that it is asking us for is the intersection, which is the number of P intersect Q. Now, the classic sets equation for finite sets that you all should know, for two finite sets that you all should know. Finite sets are sets that have a set number of values, right? The end. So this is a classic form, and I'm going to write it now. Maybe you all know it already, but I'm going to write it again. So in the case of P and Q, in this one, right, it's simply this: the number in P plus the number in Q will always be equal to the number in the intersection, which is P intersect Q, plus the number in the union. Let me shift this over. Plus the number in the union. Always, for any two finite sets, you can always do this. The number in the union, P union Q. So basically, any three of these you know, you can work with the other one. I'll put another way. This total on this side must always be equal to the total on this side. So if we look at this question, right? What they gave us was the number in P, which is right here, that's 5. And they gave us the number in Q, that is 9. So this side is adding up to 14. The thing is that this side must also add up to 14, right? And what did they give us? They gave us the union. The union is 10. So in order for this side to be 14, the intersection has to be 4. This has to be 4. So the answer right here is 4. Number in intersection is 4. Easy as that. And they set this question, that uses this relationship a lot. They set it a lot, all right, in all different ways. You just need to look out for it, all right. Number 9, it says, which of the following are examples of disjoint sets? Disjoint sets are sets that has no intersection, all right. That's what disjoint sets are. The intersection is 0. So if I were to show two disjoint sets, and these represent events that cannot occur at the same time, there is no intersection between them. Disjoint, that's an example. That's how disjoint sets would look. We call them mutually exclusive. So you want to look of these pairs. Which of these pairs, E and F, or P and Q, or X and Y, or G and H, which one of them cannot have an intersection? There's no common value on them. So this one says the set of even numbers and the set of odd numbers. And that is the answer, you know, because no odd number is even. So if this is E and this is F, E for odd, E for even, and F for odd, there's no intersection because there is no odd number that is even. So this is the answer. These would be in disjoint sets. Let's put some examples of why these wouldn't be disjoint down here. So for example, here, multiple of 2 and multiple of 3. So 6, for example, would be in the intersection. 6 would be in the intersection. So we can put this and say P and Q, P intersect Q would be equal to 6, for example. This is just one example. Here, the intersection is 0, right? So here, let me put it in blue. What is that mean? Oh, sorry. The intersection is 0 in the disjoint set. I just want us to understand them and not just memorize answers, guys. All right. So in this case, the intersection is 0 in disjoint sets. So the number, the E intersect P would be an empty set. Nothing is in there. In this case, this is just an example of what we'll have here. 6 is an example of what would be in intersection 6. So it's 6 and others. All right, using 6 as an example. For this one, so we just did P and Q. So we're doing this now. So this is this one. For these two, whole number and rational numbers. A rational number is a number that can be expressed as a fraction. And a whole number, as you know, are natural numbers plus 0. So like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 are whole numbers. But a rational number, right? Like this. Like for example, 2. 2 is a rational number, you know. Because 2 can be expressed as 2 over 1. I'm just using it as an example. 2 is a rational number because it can be written as 2 over 1. And a whole number would also be 2. So 2 is a number. All whole numbers are a rational number. Then. Let's put it that way. Because all whole numbers can be expressed as a fraction with 1 on the denominator. So this would have an intersection. All right. And here now multiples are 5 and 10. So this one clearly again is another example similar to what we have done up here, where the intersection would be values like multiples of 5 and 10, like 10 itself, and so on. So these would have values in an intersection. All right. So that is that. Just trying to explain, just in case you don't understand. All right. This question says, all the students in a class play Scrabble or checkers or both. And I've seen questions with this information set multiple ways before on various papers. All right. So you can't read a question and think it's the same all the time. Sometimes they set the same information and the question they're asking is different. They make minor changes to it. Sometimes what they ask you for in one question, they give you in another. And sometimes and that's what it is. Anyway, this one says, all the students in a class play Scrabble or checkers or both. 36% of the students play Scrabble, 16% play both Scrabble and checkers. What percentage of the students play checkers but not Scrabble? So a good way to do this question is to represent information on a Venn diagram and know that the total must be 100% because they're giving you the data in percentage. All right, so I will draw a Venn diagram. Let's sketch it out so you can have a visual of it, of what they are saying. All right, and just put the information in a Venn diagram. So I'm going to do a set for Scrabble. And I said that some people do both, right? See, both here. So there is an intersection. There is an intersection. And this is the union, universal set of mean, which must be 100. So I'm just going to put the percentage in there. I'm going to put S for Scrabble, and C for checkers. C for checkers. Let's go again now. So it says, the play Scrabble or checkers are both. So if the play Scrabble or checkers are both, they know that there's none out here, 0. Because the question said the play Scrabble or checkers are both. So there's nobody who don't play either one. All right. It said 36 of the students play Scrabble only. Only. The keyword only is that you're going inside here. So 36 inside here. And it says 16 play both. 16 play both. So 16 is coming inside here. All right, 16 is coming inside at the intersection. I made this a little bit larger. So I can put the 16 in there. All right, so I'm going to put 16 inside here for those who play both. All right, it says now, what percentage play checkers but not Scrabble. So the question is asking us for this. Question is asking us for this. That's what it is asking us for. Right here. That's what this is asking us for. Play checkers but not Scrabble. So asking for basically checkers only. So how do we get that? Remember the total is 100, you know. So that number is going to be equal to, that number here is going to be equal to 100 minus the sum of these two, the 36 and the 16. The 36 and the 16 is 52. So it's 100 minus 52, which is equal to 48. So the answer right here is 48. Everything must add up to 100, basically. All right. That is that. All right. That finishes that one. Number 11. Everybody good so far? Everybody okay so far?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Good. All right. Remember, we're going to have to master these things, you know. All right. This next question says, it says, item 11 refers to the Venn diagram, which shows two intersecting sets. The number of students in each set is indicated. All right. All right. So the information for the Venn diagram knows that you are the students who play games. Each are the ones who play hockey here, hockey. So it means that 5 play hockey only and 2 play volleyball and hockey. Here 4 plays volleyball only, and here those 3 play neither. All right. Question says, how many people play either hockey or volleyball, but not both? So you don't want these who play both. So basically, then the answer is this plus that. Okay, I don't want these. So let me put that in red. You don't want both. Not both. Means that you don't want this. All right, so it means that you only want those two. 5 plus 4, which is equal to 9. So 9 play either hockey or volleyball, but not both. All right, so excluding the 2 inside here. Next question says, the set of 2-digit positive integers that is divisible by 2, divisible by 7. Now, if a number is divisible by 7, it means it's a multiple of 7, you know. All right, so don't get fooled by this term. This term, divisible by 7, means it's a multiple of 7. Multiple of 7. So we're looking for the multiples of 7. But I want the 2-digit ones. All of the 2-digit ones. So asking if it's an improper set, we'll form an improper set, an infinite set, an empty set, or a finite set. The answer is a finite set. You know? We're going to go in a finite set. What's a finite set? A finite set is one that has a set number of values in it. A set number of values. An infinite set is one that goes on and on and on forever. Like just the multiples of 7. But here we want the multiple of 7 with 2 digits. So that's why this is a finite set, because the multiples of 7 with 2 digits here would start with 14 and then 21 and then what? So the multiple of 7. 4. I'll leave out something. Yeah, 7, then 28. What's the next one? All the way up to the number that is less than 100, but still is a multiple of 7. What is that? That is what? 90. Let me just do it quickly. Just to show you. 14 times 7, 98. That's the last one. That is divided by 7. That's a finite set. Empty set is this. It's not an empty set. It's not an empty set because an empty set looks like that. And we have values in there. Numbers that are divisible by 7 with 2 digits have values in there. An infinite set would be, for example, the set of multiples of 7 straight. And that would maybe be like multiples of 7 is 7, 14, 21, all the way out. Those will be multiples of 7, right? That's an infinite set, one that doesn't end. So what's an improper set? And the term improper set for me is connected to subsets. Just give a quick example, just in case I ask a question about this one day. So, what are improper sets? Improper sets. Improper sets basically are the sets, the subsets that are empty or contain the full values of a set. So let's say you have set A. Right? Let's give an example, right, of an improper set. Example. So you can understand the term improper set. So if you have set A, and we're going to keep a simple one, let's give set A equals 1 and 2. 1 and 2. That's a simple example. Set A consists of the numbers 1 and 2. Simple example. What are the subsets of this? The subsets, most people jump out and say 1 is a subset. 1 is a subset. And 2 is a subset. All right? Those are subsets. 1 and 2. But there are two other subsets. The other two subsets are the null set that has no element in it, and the whole set itself, the full set, which should be the set 1 and 2. These are subsets as well, you know. So these two are called the proper subsets, the ones that are just a part of the set. These are called the proper subsets. Proper subsets of A. And these are the improper subsets. The null set and the full set are what you call the improper subsets. So the proper subsets are like the parts of the set, right? The parts of the set. And the improper one is the empty set and the full set. So this is where the term improper set comes from, relating to subsets. All right, so this will be improper subsets of A. So just in case I ask you a question one day and the answer is supposed to be the improper one, at least you'll understand it. That's where the word improper comes from in sets. All right, let's use that as an example. All right, next question says, for every $100 of sales or part thereof, for every $100 or part thereof, mean any part of $100, a salesman is paid $10 commission. So for every $100 is paid $10 commission, but then for every part after $100. So in other words, if him sell $80, if he sells $80, he's gonna get a commission of $10. But if he sells $180, he's gonna get a commission of $20. Or is it 20? Because he's gonna get a commission for $10 for the first 100. For the first $100 that he sells. And then the other $80 that he sells, he's also gonna get another $10 for the other $80. And so if he says 180, his commission is going to be $20, right? It's plus this. That's what that statement means. All right. So every $100 he says, you get a commission, and then every part thereof, you also get another $10. So it says, if it says for a particular amount is this, how much commission does he get? So what it is that we're going to take this number and break it down into the full hundreds first. So full hundreds make up 1,000. So when I say, okay, this number is actually equal to $1,000 plus $20. This $1,000 has 10 $100 in it. So it has 10 $100 in it. 10 $100 in it. Plus this $20. And for every $100, he's getting a commission of $10. So his commission From here, he's gonna get 10 times $10 because every $100 you get a commission of 10. So you're gonna get 10 times $10. Plus he's gonna get $10 for that additional $20. As it said, for every part thereof. He's gonna get an additional $10 over here. So he's getting 11 times $10. 11. This is $100 plus another $10. That's $110. So the answer is this. That's the total commission. I hope you all understand that. All right, let's continue. This one says the simple interest on $600. So this is your principal. All right. So simple interest, you're gonna look for. You're gonna use the formula I equals PRT over 100. All right. So we're gonna be using the formula I equals PRT divided by 100. So we're looking for these values now. The I, the P, the T, and so on, what they want us to find. So the investment is on $600. So P is a 600. The 600 is a P. And it's a T year, so that you have, that is a T right there, at a rate of 5%. So this 5 is your R. But the percentage is taken care of already with 100 under there. So the R is that. And that amount, that interest is this 120. That is the interest. This is the I. So those are the figures that you have. You say, what is the value of T? So basically, you want to make T the subject of this formula and then plug in the values. We have to plug them in yet. We can transpose first and make T the formula, T the subject. So we're going to multiply the 100 up here and then divide by the P and the R. So we're going to say that the T is actually equal to 100 times I over the principal times the rate. And it's a matter of looking which one of these match this now. It look like this is the answer, you know? This one. 100. This is the I. This is the P. This is the rate. Right? Because if you put in the values yourself, it will become 100 times the interest, which is 120. 120, put the dollar sign there, Mr. Shaw. Divided by the principal, which is $600, but they don't have the dollar sign. Just put $1 sign at the front, and they shouldn't put dollar. You know, you shouldn't put dollar here. This is not correct because time is in years, so you actually shouldn't have the dollar sign in front. So this is an error. That should not be there because the time is in years. But let's put the right thing. Then the principal is gonna be $600. So you're gonna have 600 times the rate of 5. So that answer is this one. Let's put down in red. This one matches what we have. This matches that. All right, that gives you your time. All right, next question. It says at a bank, EC $2.60 is equivalent to US $1. So basically $1 for $2.60. All right, it says for every $1 exchange, EC 10 cents, this is 10 cents, EC 10 cents is deducted as an exchange tax. So for every $1, you're supposed to get $2.60, but they're taking out 10 cents. So it means that you're actually getting $2.50. All right, it says how many EC dollars will Leon receive when you exchange $1,000? So what they actually receive, what they get, right? So they get, what persons get is actually US $1. Let's write this better. What somebody actually gets, right? What they actually get. Because they're taking out a tax of 10 cents. For every $1, the person actually gets $2.50 EC. EC 250. Okay, you're taking out 10 cents. 250. That's what people get. All right. And then now for $1,000, you basically have to just multiply this by 1,000. So I'm going to multiply this relationship by 1,000. So we see that US, so I put them on top of each other and I'm put them, let me write this a different way because of the space thing. So I'm going to say US to EC. So $1 to $2.50. That's what I really get. 1 to $2.50. And then we're going to multiply this now by 1,000. And then it means that 1,000 US over here becomes 2,500. 1,000 US gives you 2,500 EC. So let's set up like that and show what they get. Because they're taking out 10 cents from the 260 versus actually getting 250. And that's why they ask what will you receive? What will they get? So we put the word receive here instead. Receive. So that's what they actually receive. So this is the amount. And that is that right there. All right, next question says, a calculator was marked. Hold on a second, guys. Hold on a second. This is why I delayed the class, you know. And I thought the workman were finished. I thought they were finished, you know. That's why I delayed the start of the class. Oh boy. It says a calculator which is marked at $120 is sold for cash at a 30% discount. How much change will Susan receive if she pays $100 bill? So basically, if the discount is 30%, she's paying 70%. So she's paying 70%. So the amount to pay is 70%, which is 70 over 100 times the $1, $120. All right. 0 cancels 0 here, 0 cancels 0 here. Then we're left with 7 times 12. 7 times 12 is 84. So this is going to work out to $84. And sometimes when you have a situation like this, you know, these zeros, in terms of the figures, right? You can basically look at the non-zero values to see what the figures you're working with. You're working with 7 times 12. 7 times 12 is 84. I remember you're going to subtract that 84 from 100. And so the answer is 16. So sometimes you don't have to finish the question to see where you're going. You know? But this equals 84. So the change from $100 is 100 minus 84. So the change becomes equal to $100 minus $84, which is the $16 right here. That is the answer. These are all repeat questions, and I've seen these questions already. I think we did this yesterday. And we have to be careful because sometimes I make minor changes, so you cannot assume. I have to read it carefully. This one now. So this one says, a man pays 60 cents. 60 cents. I don't work in cents, guys. If you're doing a question in dollars, don't work in cents. Write the 60 cents as dollars. It is $0.60. Write the 60 cents as that. Work with it like that. So for every 200 meter cube of gas used, he pays 60 cents. So 60 cents for every 200. So basically it's 30 cents for every 100, right? Plus he pays a fixed charge. So there's a fixed charge as well. He says if he pays this amount, when he uses this amount of gas, how much is the fixed charge? Now I'm seeing this question where they actually give the fixed charge and ask how much somebody pay. I've seen that for the same information. Where they twist, they spin around the question. Same information. Same 200 for 60 cents. Same 550. But I've seen where that question, they ask how much somebody paid. They told you the fixed charge in that question and ask how much you pay. So I'm telling you, Don't go reading and think it's the same question. So anyway, what we want to know is how many 200 meter cube is in this. And you're paying 60 cents for each. That is what the variable charge is going to be. So this total charge is a variable charge, which is based on the amount of gas used, plus the fixed charge that we're trying to find. So we need to find out what the variable charge is and subtract it from the total, and that's going to be the fixed charge. All right, so let's call it variable charge or V charge. The V charge, the variable charge is going to be the amount of gas that you used divided by the 200 times 60. I want to know how many 200 is in this. And for each of them, you're paying 60 cents. So that calculation will basically set up like something like this and put it on the next line here. The variable charge will be equal to 55,000 divided by 200. That is telling you how many 200 is in this. And for each 200, they're paying this amount, 60 cents. Remember, don't put 60 cents like this way. Just work with dollars. So you're going to work with dollars. So it's going to be 0.6 dollars, $0.60. And then after we work out what this is, that's a variable charge. We have to subtract it from the total to see what the fixed is. All right? So we're going to simplify this down and see what we get. So we're going to do cancel the 2 zeros from this. Then 2 into this is going to give us 0.30. And a quick calculation for this one is that the 0 that is left here is going to move this decimal point to the right. So I can cut off this 0 and put this in as 3. And I move the decimal point to the right. So I'm now multiplying 55 times 3. All right. So that becomes equal to the 55 times 3. You can break it down again. Here's the calculator now. So you can do, okay, 3 times the 50 first, which is 150, plus 3 times the 5, which is 15. And you add up these. That give you 165. So the variable charge is $165. Put dollar sign on it. $165. So the fixed charge is this amount minus 165. All right. So the answer has to be the one with a 0.75, which is this. This is the only one with a 0.75. Because if you have this minus this, you must have a 0.75 left in the answer. This is the only one with a 0.75. So the answer is this one. And we can show it. So the fixed charge, not everything have to be worked out. Sometimes you reach a stage, you can see what the answer is. You have to work out everything. The fixed charge becomes the 178.75 minus the 165. This answer must have a 0.75 on it. So it has to be, so I don't have to work out it fully. It has to be that one. All right, that's that. Number 18 says, a plot of land is presently valued at $12,000 and is appreciated. Appreciated means increase in value. It's an important thing. This means increase. That appreciated word means that the value is going up by 2% per year. See, by 2.5% per year. So this word appreciates. It means an increase in value. Depreciate means that you're losing value. Right? So land and house and so on usually appreciate. Cars and other fixed assets and so depreciates. All right. So what will be the value of the plot of land 1 year later? Now I don't have to work this out, because this is the only one that is more than 1,200. That must be the answer. The only one that is more must be the answer. I don't have to actually work this out. Easy as that for this one. Because it increases in value. So it can be 1,200 appreciate and then come back to a value less. This is the only one. The only one that is more. this one is greater than $1,200. That's why I'm going to choose it. 12,000. But if you were to calculate it though, right, then it would be, let's do it like that. Let's break it down. I could do 102%. You know, I'm adding 100% to this. I could do 100% and 102% of that. But I can also do the 12,000, sorry, 12,000 for it to calculate it. 12,000 plus the interest, which is 2.5%, which is 2.5 over 100 times the same 12. Same 12,000. All right. So I look at it and also it's 12,000 plus something. So this one you basically cancel it down, cancel it down, cancel this down, cancel that down. Again, this 0 will move this decimal point to the right for you. So you could do that. So this times this, apply the 0, you move the decimal point, becomes 25 times 12 right here. So 25 times 12. 25 times 12 is 200, you know, because what? 10 times 25. 10 times 25 is 250, and 2 times 25 is 50. That adds up to 300. So you have to calculate quickly in the exam and a multiple choice, and I have to work out everything. Right? That's a 300. So this part is coming out to 300. So it becomes 12,000, sorry. And the appreciation is $300. That's why this is the answer here. But this one I don't have to do no work. This is the only one that is more than 12. I'm in the exam, I'm just going to smart that one. It's the only one that is more. Right? So once it's appreciated, it has to be more than 12. So depreciate, it will be less. You have to work it out because all these three are less. But the question said appreciate, so it must be an increase. So this was like a free one. You know, they didn't have to do any work for that one. But I'll just do it and show you still. This one says, another repeat question. It says a loan of $8,000. $8,000 is a loan. Was paid back 2 years in monthly payments of $400. So this 2 years, if you pay in monthly, I've realized that the 2 years is actually 24 months. And so you're paying this amount for 24 months. So the total amount repaid is 24 times 24 months times $400. In the exam, when you write that out quick, right? You can say something like, okay, this is 24. A 24 is the same as 2 times 12. So you can say the 12 times the 400, you know, is 12 is 48. So it becomes 2 times 4,800. And then 2 times 48 is 9,600. So you know, so this works out to 9,600. Anyway, you want to work it out. You could maybe just work the 4. Treat this as 400. No, the answer is 400, right? So I need the 4 times the 24. Right? You could do it that way. So the answer is hundreds first, and you multiply the 4 times the 24. So the 4 times 4 is 16. Carry 1, 4, 2 is 8, and 1 make 9. So you could get it that way as well, quickly. So it's 9,600. You have to find creative ways to do the work quickly. So the total amount we paid is 9,600. So if you borrow, if your loan is 8,000, you pay 9,600, and clearly the interest is 1,600. That don't need no calculation. This is 1,600 more than that. So the interest, what I want, the interest as a percentage of the loan, the interest on the loan as a percentage. So that percentage that they want is like they want the percentage interest. So you're gonna write the percentage interest they want the interest as a percent. So that will be equal to the interest of 1,600 over the loan was 8,000. I multiply that by 100 to get the answer. But that work out. That's what you're working out. So this gotta cancel it down. Guys, I have a sniffler down. It just came on me all of a sudden. So you cancel this down. So first thing I will cancel out these zeros. Looks like 20, you know. Cancel out these zeros, cancel with 2 of these. 1 of this, cancel with 1 of this. And then 8 into 16 goes 2. So this becomes 20. So it's 20%. So the answer is this one, 20%. All right, this equals 20%. If you can't see it down gradually, that's what we get. Next question says, an article is bought for $125, was sold for $175, so the profit is 50. The profit as a percentage of the cost. The profit is 50. That don't need no work. From 175 to 125, the profit is 50. So the percentage profit is gonna be 50 over the original amount, which is 125, and multiply that by 100. All right, that is the percentage profit. Profit is $50. Let's put it here. So profit equals $50. And so you're working this down now, right? Working this down. So I'm gonna work this down now, quick and fast. So this 125, what is working out? I was looking the quick way to do it, guys. So we can go 25 into this goes 2 times. 25 into this goes 2 times. And 25 into this goes 5 times. No, 25, yeah, 5 times. 25 into that goes 5 times. And then 5 into this is 1, and 5 into this is 20. 2 times 20 is 40. So the answer is 40. 40. That's 40% right here. Basically, just cancel it down, right? Cancel it down. All right. Next one. All right, this question says, the product of a number, this is number 2p over 3, and its reciprocal. So the reciprocal of this, the reciprocal is, when you turn this upside down, basically. So the reciprocal is actually 3 over 2p. So you're multiplying them. So you're multiplying these two. That's what the product is when you multiply these two. Multiply these two. Product. So it's 2p and it's reciprocal. Look at it carefully. So it's 2p the first, and don't put this one in a kind of a minus right there. And this is it. Reciprocal. It must equal 1 when you're done. All right, so it's 2p over 3 times 3 over 2p. That's what it is. Answer is that one. Next one down here. Item 22 refers to this diagram. It says it's a rectangle. It's telling us that the area of rectangle is x squared. So we said this times this equals x squared. That's what it means, you know. The product of these two things is x squared. So that information basically says that the 2 times the x minus 4 is equal to the area, which is x squared. So the answer is the first one. The x squared, I put x squared on the left side, same thing. The x squared is equal to the product of the 2 and x minus 4. So this is it. That's an easy one again. Next part says, Altia, we did this question yesterday. Altia normally saved X dollars each month, but in June she saved 4 more than twice. If I read it, you know, because question might have changes to 3 times, you know, more than 3 times or thrice or something like that. So if you read the question carefully, look out for differences. All right. And instead of saying more, see, I think yesterday it said yes, less, you know. See, this one said more. I think yesterday said yeah, less. She said $4 less than twice. You see? Same information, you know. But the paper that we did yesterday, this word was less. Same everything, except this word was less. It makes a difference. So she saves X dollars normally, but in June she decided to save $4 more than twice. So the twice usual amount is 2 times X, 2X. And she's going $4 more than that. So she's going for $2X plus 4. That's what you're looking for. 2X plus $4. That's what you're looking for. So note the difference. Don't write this one. This one is wrong. Don't write this one. This is 2 times X plus 4. But you see, twice the usual amount. You have to double the usual amount first and then add 4. So the answer is this. Don't give it away. She's adding 4 to twice the usual amount. All right, number 24. Number 24 says, if that is that, that's an equation, what's the value of X? We're solving this for X. So we can cover the 3 first and get X over 2 equals -2, and then multiply up this 2. X equals 2 times -2, which is -4. Question like this, you can check your answer quick in there. So you put -4 here, so you're gonna get 3 minus 2, which is the 1. So you know it is correct. All right. Next question says, we did this question yesterday as well. You multiply numbers with the same base, you have to add the power. Look out, for example, if you put a divide here upon the same value next time, you have to subtract the powers. All right. Look out for stuff like that. Because they can give you the same expression, you know, except that this becomes a divide, you know. And then that you have to subtract the powers. All right, so you have a look out for stuff like that. But these two now, because you're adding the powers, it's going to become 5 to the n plus 1 plus n plus 2. So it becomes 5 to the n plus this n is 2n. And 1 plus the 2 is 3. So get a plus 3. So the answer is this one. Like I'm getting the sniffers, students. I'm getting the sniffers. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. This one gives us this, that star means that you square the first value, add the square of the second value. That's what star means. And they give us this to do. The important thing is we have to work what is in the bracket first. So this is going to become over here. We have to do what is in the bracket first. So the first term squared plus the second term squared. That's what it is. So we're doing 3 squared plus 4 squared in the first bracket. And we're starring that with a 2. Now this is 9 plus 16. That's 25. 9 plus 16 is 25. So basically then doing 25 star 2. So then we're going to have to square the first and square the second. So it's 25 squared plus 2 squared. And I have that answer right here. All right, I don't remember this question. This one says, it's a repeat question. If the modulus of A, this means the determinant, you know, then A is a singular matrix. You just have to know this. Look out for them, say something like this. Modulus of A is not equal to 0. Then to be a non-singular matrix, if this is the case. All right, so let me just put it here. So, because you know, you have to look out and start to think of what they could set to adjust the question. So in this case, they would have to put, for this one, they would have to put that the modulus of A, which is the determinant of A, is not equal to 0. Is not equal to 0. That's what they would put for this one. Not equal to 0. So look out for something like that. The identity matrix, if you should ever use it, remember it is 1, 0, 0, 1. It's the identity matrix for multiplication. It is this one. represent with letter I. Let me shift it over and put the I on it. All right, so we're doing this additional work just kind of sort of, you know, we have to think about what they possibly could set. All right, so we'll give it about the same 4 matrices and give it this matrix and see which one is it. You have to know the identity. Inverse matrix is something you have to work out, right? Inverse matrix, something you have to work out. So anyway, let's go. All right, this one says, this matrix, what is the order of it? Now remember, the order of a matrix is rows by columns. Rows are your horizontal data. Remember, the rows are your horizontal data. This way. So remember, write it over here. So remember, set like this. And these are your rows. These are your rows. In this case, there are 3 of them. In that question up here, there are 3 of them. And these are your columns. Shift this down. Shift this down. The columns run vertically downwards like this. And in this question, there are 4 of them. Shift this over. These are your columns. And there are 4 of them in this question. 3, 1, 2, 3, 4 columns. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have a 3 by 4. All right. So I don't have to actually put the values there. I'm just setting it up. All right. I don't need to know the actual values. Those x's represent values. So we have a 3 by 4. This is the answer. Rows by columns. That's the order of a matrix. Rows by column. And I might call it size. Instead of order, I might say size. Size. Another question might say size. All right, so look out for that as well. See this question before, but instead of a minus p, they just put a p. And I give the same 2 matrices. I'm telling you, those are the minor changes they will make on the exam. I think yesterday as well we did this. Instead of a minus p, yesterday they just had a p, that p minus 2q. That's what that is today. And so this time is a minus p. So you might see this question and say, it's the same question, and don't realize that it's a minus p this time. You have to be careful, all right? So what is this now? This one becomes minus p. So we do negative of this. So we put in a negative on the values. The p. So it's minus 3 and minus 2. That is a minus p. They're subtracting 2 times q. And 2 times q is minus 2 and 8. Okay, double these values and get that. That's what the calculation is. All right, put this in red. So this calculation is what we are showing here. And then if we work it out, this minus becomes a plus. So it becomes minus 3 plus 2. And then this minus and minus 8, it becomes minus 2 minus 8. That's what it becomes. And then this works down to -1, -10. -1, -10. This is it. The last one down here. So we have to be careful, guys. We have to be careful. We make minor changes to the same questions all the time. This one says, they give us this diagram. It's a vector diagram. So we're going into vectors now. OLM and R is the midpoint. So R is the midpoint of this whole vector right here. Of that side, I should say. I give us a vector OR. Just to here now. OR. And this is midpoint, and this is 2 times this. Or put another way. Yeah, that is 2 times that. Right? So the whole thing becomes 2 times that. Then they also give us OM across here, which is this one, OM. If you want, you can put them on the diagram now. But this question is asking us for the vector LM. Now LM is LO come down here, so and then go OM. So it's LM is LO plus OM. All right. Or we could say O times the last minus O times the first. I guess the important thing with this question, right, is the fact that we have OM, and because it's a midpoint, we can calculate OL from this. Because OL is 2 times that. All right, so we can actually just do it right up here. And so OL is 2 times that. So OL becomes 6A minus 4B. That's what it is, you know. So we now have the 2 position vectors. That's what we're going to use. Do the easy way, Mr. Shaw. Easy way. That is OL. And so if we want to find LM, we can use O times the last minus O times first, because we have OL and we have OM. We're using last minus first. So see here now. LM is O times the last OM minus O times the first OL. I work that out. What is the OM again? The OM is this one. 2A plus 3B. This is 2A plus 3B. 2A plus 3B. And then subtracting OL. What is OL? Let's look at it up here. 6A minus 4B. 6A minus 4B. 6A minus 4B. Underline those vector components. And all you have to do now is be careful with this negative sign. So it's 2A minus 6. So like 2 minus 6A. 2 minus 6 is negative 4. So that's negative 4A. Only answer with a negative 4 is this one, you know. So I'm actually marking that from now. Let's check the B. 3B, that's minus a negative. Minus minus give you a plus. That's a plus. So 3 plus 4 is 7. So it is correct. This is plus 7B. And that is that. But okay with that? Okay with that, guys? All right, good. Number 31. I don't like when they give me diameter on this question. I'm going to write the radius. We don't work with diameter. We work with radius. So this diameter is 6, radius is 3. Refers to the following diagram, which shows a cylinder of diameter 6, height 20. We work with radius. All the formula that we learn and practice is with radius. So continue to do the same thing. Don't go in the exam and change. So once you can determine the radius, you do it. So the radius R is equal to 3 centimeters. And then the question wants us to get the volume. The volume is pi r squared h, or the area of the circular base times the height. That gives you the volume. All right, so the volume that they want is pi r squared times the height. That's what you're working out. And answer in terms of pi. So these values should actually have pi on them. The volume in terms of pi. So you're leaving the pi in the answer, you're really working this out. So it becomes pi times 3 squared times the height is 20 times 20. This becomes pi. This is 9 times 20. 9 to is 18. So it's pi times 180. So it's actually 180 pi. 180 pi. Centimeters cubed. This is the answer right here. Right, but it says in centimeters cubed in terms of pi. They should have put the pi on it, but this is the answer they're looking for. 180 pi. That is it. So they left off the pi, but you still have to give the answer that I want. All right. That is that. So far, so good. Basically halfway. Just past the halfway mark. And after the time, the questions get easier towards the back, you know. Believe me. They get easier towards the back. All right. This question says, This item 32 refers to the following diagram, which shows a circle center O and the sector and major and minor arcs. So we have a minor arc here and a major arc over here. All right, let's see what it says. It says the area of the minor sector is 103. The area of this sector here is 103. Now, what is the area of the circle? Now, remember that the sector is a fraction of the area of the circle. And it tells us it's 103. So it's quite simple. And that sector angle is 60. That's 160 now. 60 is 1/6. If you want to look at it that way, you know. Well, if you like, you can put that 360, 60 over 360 times the area of the circle that you're trying to find is equal to this number 103. Well, see, this 60 over 60 is actually 1/6. So it's 1/6 times the area of the circle is equal to 103. So to get the area, I have to multiply by 6, multiply the 6 over here. So it becomes 6 times 103. So basically 6 times 100 plus 6 times 3 is 103 now. 6 times 100 is 600 plus 6 times 3 is 18. That is the answer, 618. That's why you do a quick calculation for a value like this, for example. So this is the answer, 618 centimeters squared. All right, this one says, if it took us say about 9 hours, we did this question yesterday as well on 2024. Took us about 9 hours to travel this distance. What is the speed? The speed is the distance over the time. The distance is 1080 kilometers over the time of 9 hours. 9 hours. So we're dividing this. This 108 divided by 9 is 12. Right? So if we just focus on this and this, we're getting 12. And you add back this 0 right here. So the answer is 120. 120. Let me cross off this other 0 right here. I will put back. That is it. Easy as that. Next question says, the length of the sides of a triangle are x, x, and 2x. Isosceles, you know, 2x and 2x. The length of the sides are x, x, and 2x. It says, if the perimeter is 20, what is the value of x? So the perimeter is going to be the sum of those. The perimeter is the sum of those. So the sum of those equals 20. Easy question. So it's x plus 2x plus 2x equals 20. That's 5x equals 20. Divided by the 5, we get x equals 4. X equals 4. Easy as that. All right. X equals 4. Yes, that is correct. This will be 8. 8 and 8 is 16. 16 plus 4 is 20. Just checking the 4. All right, that is it. So x equals 4. Next question says, 50 guests had 2 glasses of champagne. 50 guests had 2 glasses of champagne each. So this total 100 glasses. 100 glasses. 50 times 2. That's 100 glasses of champagne. All right. It says each glass have this amount of milliliters in 150. How much liters of champagne was used? So firstly, the total amount would be 100 glasses times 150. Because there were 100 glasses. Each glass had 150 mil. So it's 100 times 150 mil. Multiply that, you're gonna get 15,000. 15,000. Okay, add on 2 zeros onto this. 100, so say 15,000 mil. But 1,000 mil make a liter. So this 15,000 mil is actually 15 liters. That's what they asked us for. 15 liters. What are you good with that? I said ask this question other ways already to here. Give information. I think they give like the 15 million. They ask how many guests they have or how many glasses. They spin this information around in other questions already. All right. I think they put the 15 mil in the information. You're supposed to calculate the number of glasses or calculate the number of guests or something like that. So look out for that. This question says a square has the same perimeter as a rectangle of length 15 by 11. Do a question like this yesterday, but these values were different. Those values were different. And this one is asking us for the area. See, this one is asking us for the area. Don't think they asked for the area yesterday. So like you have a square and it has the same perimeter as a rectangle. And the rectangle is 15 by 11. Although the dimensions are square, so we're not going to call it x, 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 x. It's the perimeter that is the same. So this side over here is also 11. And this side over here is 15. So the perimeter on this, which is 4x, is equal to the perimeter on this, which is this is 30 plus 22. 30 plus 22. All right, so that is 30 plus 22, which is equal to 42. All right, it's really x squared we're trying to find, you know. So when I divide by 4, something is 1, 30 plus 22. Oh, we're gonna get to a 13. We divide by 4, we're gonna get x equals 13. So you're looking for 13 squared. So the area is equal to x squared, which is equal to 13 squared. The area of a square is 13 squared, which is a 169 right here. Okay. That is it. What I go to that? What I go to that? That this is 13 divided by the 4. Let me write it here. So let me write it here. So
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, so x becomes 42 over 4, which is 13. All right, that is that. This one says, the circumference of a circle is this. So 2 pi r equals that. Given that pi is 22 over 7, the radius of a circle is, what is the radius? So it's going to be that 2 pi r equals 154. That's what it's going to be. 2 pi r equals 154. And they're trying to find the r. So basically then the r we can divide by the 2 pi. And so the r is equal to 154 divided by 2 pi. But the pi is 22 over 7. I'm going to put 22 over 7 on here. I can do it another way, you know. 22 over 7. But that might confuse some people, right? That might confuse some people if you do it that way. So maybe the easier way to do it is to divide by the 2 first. I put this now. Because the pi is 22 over 7, this becomes 44 over 7 times r is equal to 154. And so the r equals 154 times the 7. You read this I want, right? Right, times the 7. Times the 7 divided by 44. And you canceling this down and see what the answer is. Cancel that down gradually to get the answer. All right, you just have to do it, guys. You just have to do it. We could have divided 2 by 2 from right here. So half of the 150 is 75 plus 2, you're going to get 77. If you divide by the 2 years at first. Maybe that's the easier way. Let's do it that way, man. Do it the easier way. Divide by the 2 first. Divide by this 2 first. And you're going to get pi r equals, this becomes 77 when you divide by 2. 154 over 2 give you 77. All right, because half of the 150 how I look at this, is 150 plus 4. So I'm half in the 150, I get 75, and then half the 4, I get 2. They add to 77. That's my quick way of looking at it. All right, to break it down like that. So 77. Then this now is 22 over 7. So you have 22 over 7. I could have put it from here, so from this line. Short the work. So I could have put the pi equals 22 over 7 from here. 22 over 7. We're working out now, because this and this can be divided by 11. So divide both sides by 11, right? You're gonna get 2 over 7. I divide this by 11, you get 2. Divide this by 11, you get 7. And then multiply this up. Hold on, guys, I keep pressing the wrong thing. Bear with me. And then now the R then equals multiply by 7. You get 7 times 7. And divide on 2. So you get 49 over 2. So half of the 40 is 20, and half of the 9 is 4.5. That's why I look at it, 24.5. Here. That's why I would divide this quickly, Look at this number. I look at this 49 number as 40 plus 9. Half of the 40 is 20. Half of the 9 is 4.5. So the answer is 24.5. If you want to divide it out straightforward, no problem. But that is the answer. All right. This was also some canceling down thing, right? The challenge was also to cancel it down and trying to find the shortest way to cancel it down. And this one said the distance around a lake is 8 kilometers. On a map, this distance around the lake is represented by a length of string of 2 centimeters. The scale of the map is what? So you're doing map to land, map to lake. Map to lake. Let's get some multivitamins for this. Some multi-symptoms, I should say. So the map is 2 centimeters. That is equivalent to 8 kilometers. I want to bring the two sides to the same unit. First, this is 1 centimeter to 4 kilometers. Like this is the answer, This and those numbers. Because the 4 kilometers, 1 centimeter to, is 400 meters first. That's meters. And they put on another 1,000 to get it in kilometers. They put on another 1,000 to get it in kilometers. So that is the answer. Okay, cancel out the centimeters now. That's what it is. All right, that is that. Number 39 and 40 is for this question. It says, refer to the following table, shows the number of books bought by 58 students. So this must add up to 58, the number of students. These are your scores. So this is your score, and this is your frequency. It's always good to note what is your score and what is your frequency. These are your scores, number of books that people have, a number of books bought, and this is the frequency. So 9 students bought 3 books. 9 students also bought 4 books. 13 students bought 5 books. 11 students bought 6 books. 9 students bought 7 books, and so on. It says, what is the mode of the number of books bought? It is the number of books that corresponds to the highest frequency right here. That's highest frequency. All right. So 13 persons bought 5 books. So that is a mode. That is a mode. Five books. So that's a mode. Next question says the median number of books. The median number of books the students bought. So the median corresponds to, so the data is already in ascending order. And these are the students. And you want to add them up. I'm trying to find which student bought the median number of books. There are 58 of them. So the position of the median, the quick way to calculate the position of the median is this. The position of Q2 is half of the n plus 1 term. I'm going to write it as this. Half of 58 plus 1. So then half of 59. This is n equals 58. Half of 59. So half of 50 is 25. And then half of 9 is 4.5. Half of 59 we're looking at. That's 29.5. So looking for 29.5 student. 29.5 student. But the 29.5 student is the average of the 29th and the 30th. You average them. 29th and the 30th. You're averaging those. Let me shift this over somewhere. Oh, you don't know where this thing came from on me today, guys. Right. So you're averaging the 29th and the 30th student to find the median number of books. So you need to find which you need to count until you find the 29th student and count in this way. All right. So it's like you would put in a cumulative frequency column, which is really a row, which is a counting row. Counting, which is a cumulative frequency, really. So like you're adding up the frequency to count how many students you're going as you go from along the data. So here you finished 9 persons already. You have 9 poor persons up here, so you reach 18. You have 18 plus 13 is how much? 18 plus 13 reach 31, note it. Reach 31. So reach 31 persons here. So we finish putting these 13 students. We actually have the 29th and the 30th student in this group. Also bought 5 books. So the median is also 5. That's it, because it's the average of the 5 is 5. So the 30th person, 29th person bought 5 books, and the 30th person also bought 5 books. So I'm just going to circle the 5 right here. All right. So we can say the 29th bought 5. And the 30th bought 5. And average them, so the median is 5. All right, that is it. But understand that, before we move on, what are we going to do with that? Students? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right. All right. 41, about 20 more questions to go. This one says, it refers to the pie chart, which shows the popular games played by a group of students. It says 180 students played football. And this is the football set, which is 1/4 of the set. 90 degrees, 1/4. See? This is 1/4 of the set. So 1/4 of the students played football. 90 degrees, just 1/4. Same as 90 over 360 is 1/4. All right. It says how many students are in the group. So you know that 1/4 of the students, 1/4 of the total students, set up like this, 1/4 of the total students is equal to 180. So the total then is multiplied by 180 over here. So the total becomes 180 times 4, which is 720. That's 720 right here. That's 360 twice. That is it. So the total is 720. Then let me write this here. So the 90 over 360, the fraction in this here is equal to 1/4. That's why we're using 1/4 down here. All right, next question up here says, this one refer to the chart which shows the amount of fish bought in kilograms by the first 60 customers. So these are the customers, and this is the weight of the fish that they bought. All right. So 3 persons bought, this is about 11 kilograms, and 4 persons bought 10 kilograms. So that's what it is, right? All right. No, I said it wrong. 3 kilograms was bought by 11 customers, right? And 4 kilograms was bought by 10 customers. All right, so you have the kilograms down here, weight at the bottom, and the number of persons who buy them. It says, how many customers bought at least 6 kilograms? No, at least 6 kilograms. This, it means greater than or equal to 6 kilograms. You want to know how many persons got this. So greater than or equal to 6 kilograms are these right here. Greater than or equal to 6 kilograms. Is that group there? And so you have to count how many persons in these columns. And count off at the top. So this one up here is what? 11. 11 is the number of persons in this one. This one is what? 5. Right here, 5. This one is 4. This one is 7. And this one is 3. Numbers look kind of friendly. These two add up to 10. And these 3 add up to 20. 10 and 20 is 30. Alright, so can we leave it like that? I'm going to put these in red and blue. So I'm going to say these 2 is 10 and these 3 is 20. So the total is 30. 20 plus 30. 20 plus 10, sorry. So the total is 30. That is it. All right, let's continue down here. This one says, it refers to the following diagram which shows a cumulative frequency graph at a height of 20 plants. 20 plants. So the ones who have the low height are down here. The taller ones are at the top, right? That's what it is. Question says, the interquartile range is what? So we need to find Q3 and subtract Q1 from it to get interquartile range. All right. So the first thing you want to do is make sure you read the scale of the graph properly, what each of those little lines represent. Now, since there are 20, like you divide it half and half first. So this is where position Q2 would be, position of Q2. Then half of this is where the portion of Q1 would be right here. And half of up here, right here is where Q3 would be. All right. So if you could do the 1/4, 3/4 business, same difference. So this represents the position of Q1, and this represents the position of Q3. Not Q1 and Q3, that's a position of them. So this is the student. There are students, plants. This is the plant. 5th plant has a 1st quartile height. 15th plant has a 3rd quartile height. Want to get the height from down here, but we have to make sure you get the scale properly. So look at it now. There are 5 lines between 0 and 2. All right. So it means that with each of these little lines is 2 divided by 5. 2 divided by 5 is the same as 4/10, which is 0.4. All right. So each of those little lines is 0.4. That's how we calculate the scale of your graph. Just do what I did. The number of units there is 2, and you have 5 lines in between there. So the unit here is 2 divided by 5 lines. You want to know what each line is? 0.4. So each of these lines is 0.4. So it's 0.4 0.8, 1.2, 1 point, come again. Yeah. This is 0.4, 0.8, 1.2, 1.6, 2. So each line is 0.4. You have to remember this. All right, let's read off the thing now. Let's read this off now. All right, so reading off the lower quartile first. Let's read it off in blue since we're using red already. So come across here. I read it off in red, it doesn't really matter. So come across here on the graph. It looks like it's right down in between here. So right in between. Well, this is 2.4. And this is 2.8. So right in between here, we have a quartile. Is actually 2.6. Right here is 2.6. So it means that Q1 is 2.6, right? Halfway between the 2.4 and the 2.8. And the upper quartile now, let's go for the red again. So it's on this line. And it looks like it's right here. All right, let's read that off now. Let's use the purple again, stay consistent. So this mark right here now, here. Now this is 4, 4.4, 4.8. This is 5.2. Remember, I keep adding 0.4. So this is 5.2. So this is Q3. Q3 is 5.2. So Q3 is 5.2. So this calculation down here then becomes equal to 5.2 minus 2.6. And the 5.2 is just 2 times 5.6. So the 2.6. 5.2 is 2 times 5.6. The 5.2 is 2 times 2.6. So this works out to be 2.6. So that is your median centimeters. Your interquartile range, this. That is it. All right, so we want the marking, so take your time and get these ones, right? This next one says, I see they ask, they set this information on multiple questions asking multiple things. This one table, same table, and ask different things on different papers for the same information. You refer to the following table, which shows the results of a survey of 100 persons from 2 major ethnic groups, P and R. Respondents were interviewed about their attitude towards mathematics. It says a respondent from the ethnic group P, so working in this ethnic group. We're only going inside here. That's what this says. We're in ethnic group P. So you're coming from group P. So your statistics is out of group P, which has 60 persons in it. All right, was selected around. What is the probability that he has a negative attitude towards maths? So this is a negative attitude out of the 60. All right, so total in that ethnic group is 60, and you want those who have negative attitude. So it's 24 to 60. 24 out of 60. Which is 2 over 5, because 12 into this is 2 times, and 20 into that is 5 times. So it's 2 over 5. That is it. 2 over 5. I could go 6 into this was 4 times. 6 into this was 10. Same thing. 2 over 5. Just making sure 2 over 5 is right here. All right, so we're in ethnic group. That ethnic group, I want 24 out of the 60. Next part says, the point where a line crosses the horizontal axis. I see a question yesterday where it said instead of horizontal, it's a vertical. Vertical. So you see, you cannot assume it's the same question. They make minor changes. This one is one the horizontal. Horizontal axis is the x-axis intercept. So this is it. Horizontal axis is the x-axis intercept, x-intercept. All right. The point where the linear function crosses the horizontal axis is the x-intercept. Good. Next one says, the relationship that best describes the mapping above. So you want to see whether it's 1-to-1, many-to-1, or what. So it's quite obvious. So you can say these two values mapping to the same one value here. I don't want no more than that. That's many to 1. Many mapping to 1. 2-to-1 is many to 1. That is it. Many to 1. That's a function. Next one says, gives us this function, I want each of -6. So I put -6 in there and be careful. So this is going to be equal to 3 times -6 minus 2 over 5. I feel like I did this question yesterday already. Again, too. This become -18 and -2 is -20 over 5. 20 over 5 is 4. This is -4. Answer this one. Don't give it away with the minus sign. Answer is that. Next question. So 48 and 49 for this graph, the quadratic graph round shape. It says, what is the maximum point? The maximum point is right here. This is the maximum point. Easy question. That's the maximum point. Max. Draw that all the way up the top so we can see it. So this is the maximum point. And that point has coordinates 2, 4. 2, 4. So the answer for this is 2, 4. Right here. Nice and easy. Then it says the value of x at the point where the graph intersects y equals x. You have to know that y equals x is actually x-axis. Y equals 0, sorry. Y equals 0 is actually x-axis. This question asks where the graph crosses the x-axis. See, given x values. So come up here, crosses the x-axis here and here. And those 2 points, y equals 0. That's why they could say it like that. That point y is equal to 0. What are the x values? The x value here is 0. And the x value here is 4. So at y equals 0, x value is 0 or 4. 0 or 4. 0 or 4. The first one. This one. X is 0 or x is 4. That done. Number 50. Which of the following equation represents a straight line? A straight line is one that can be written in the form y equals mx plus c. It can be transposed into that form. Which one is that? It's this one, c. Because it can be written y equals 2x minus 3. Look like that. All right, that is it. Number 50, 10 to go. 51. Which of the following set represent this function? X squared plus 3. So you're squaring the x value and adding 3. All right, and it's on this domain. So you're going to test the values and see which one you're going to eliminate. All right, we're going to eliminate some. So this one works. These work for all of them, right? So we don't have to test that. Let's test this one. If you plug in 1, this don't work. Because for 1, you're supposed to get 1 squared plus 3, which is supposed to be 4. So is either this answer or this answer right now. All right. So right now they have narrowed it down to either this or this. All right, so I guess this one will tell us. Because this wrong, you know. This one wrong. Let me take the ones that are wrong. So this wrong, X one not wrong. This one right. This one wrong. And this one right. So this will tell us the final thing. We don't have to go any further after that. We just want to see what the 2 gives you. So we're going to recall for the 2. So for the 2 giving us, when x is 2, all of these x is 2, and you want to see what the y-val is 2 squared plus 3. And that becomes 7. Because the 2 squared is 4. So this is the correct one. There's 7 right there. Remember, I know it's either this line or this line we want now, you know. So, yes. So this is the one. See? But this is correct. This is not correct. Because it's our 5 there. All right. And let me circle the correct thing. Let me circle the one that are correct so we can use that way. Circle the one that are correct. The one that have the 4 in it on this line. On this line, the one that have the 4 on it. So this one has a 4. This one has a 4. So it's one of those 2 lines. And then in this column, because we know the answer must I put a 4 here, so it should have a 7. Jesus. 7. Looking for 7 in this column. So this has the 7. But this line wrong already, you know. This line out of it already. So you have a 7 here. The correct answer is D. Don't go no further. Because this line already wrong. By these answers being incorrect, this line is already wrong. And literally cross it out. And this line is wrong. Get me? I can put an X over here. So this line wrong, that line wrong. And then this line becomes wrong now because of that. So this is the correct answer. The process of elimination, really. The only gives us this line and wants us to get them the gradient. To get the gradient, we're going to put the line in the form y equals mx plus c plus c. Put it in that form. So this is the line. Want to make y alone the subject. All right. So I have 2 minus 2x minus 5y minus 8 equals 0. Multiple ways to do it. I can make this become a positive by multiplying 2 by minus 1 first. And then this becomes minus 2x plus 5y plus 8 equals 0. Then I can transfer these over onto the right side and leave the 5y. So 5y becomes 2x minus 8. Then I have to divide by 5. So the next step is to divide by 5. Divide by 5. We divide by 5, we're going to get that the y becomes 2 over 5 x minus 8 over the 5. So this is a gradient right here. Which is 2/5. This is it. All right. Maybe I do too much work for that one, but so because I could have instead just transpose this over here. All right, it has, could have done it this way as well. Right, it has 2x minus 8 equals 5y, 2 lines. And then divide by the 5, which would be 2 over 5x minus 8 over 5 equals the y. See me now? Y equals mx plus c. So this would be a m just the same if we did it this way. This would be the m just the same. So maybe that way quicker. 2 minute steps down here. So think I'm going to leave both of them. It's all right. Leave both of them. Down here now says, it's a circle theory. It says, if O is the center of the circle, what is the angle Y? Angle at center is twice angle circumference. Both of them are being subtended by this chord. By this not chord, arc. This arc is subtended. This is at the center, not at the circumference. One at the center is twice one at circumference. So the Y is equal to 2 times the 50 degrees. So it's equal to 100 degrees, which is this answer right here. Well, the center is twice. All right, number 54. Did this question yesterday. Just had a P here, so a Q here, so yesterday. All right, it says in the diagram PQ and RS are parallel. Which of the following best describe relationship between X and they are equal? Z angles, right? Or alternate angles. So we did this question yesterday as well. So these two angles equal. They are alternate to each other. Angles in the Z. Angles in the Z. So X equals Y. '56 gives us this diagram. I think last year, January was the first time I saw this on this paper. It says, refer to the following, which shows rectangle WXYZ and its image double prime, the prime one, and the double prime one after undergoing composite double transformation. So we did 2 transformations from this to this, and then from that to that. All right, question says, and these are the diagrams. So it starts with this one, transform to this one, and then from this one to this. So you can look what is happening and see it. So from this one to this one is a reflection. Orientation is reversed. You can see it. WXY is this way. WXY is the other way, and this one. Orientation is reversed, going in the opposite direction. So a reflection. So the first one is a reflection. The mirror line is equal distance between the 2 points. So the mirror line is the y-axis here. And then now from this one to this one, what do we have? It's an enlargement. The scale factor is a half. It got smaller by a half. At this length that was 2 was half to that. What is the center of the enlargement? You can join the corresponding part like W and W prime, 2 W's, like that. Looks like the origin. Join the Y and the Y, double prime. Join these, yeah. The origin is the center of the enlargement. And the scale factor is half. So a reflection in the y-axis and enlargement of scale factor half about the origin. That's what we have for those 2 transformations. Question says, what sequence of transformation will map WXY onto the double prime one? So the first one was the reflection in the y-axis, right? Let's see. This is wrong. Not a translation. No translation happened. A reflection in the y-axis followed by an enlargement of center of origin and scale factor half. This is the answer. That is what happened. Next one says a counterclockwise, there was no rotation. There was a reflection. Enlargement centered at origin, scale factor half, followed by a counterclockwise, no rotation happened. No rotation happened. All right, and how I checked that no rotation happened was to check the orientation. A lot of people see rotation, reflection all the time and believe it's rotation. Just check the orientation. Once the orientation is reversed, it means that we have a reflection. So go like WXY. WXY is this way. And if you got WXY and the other one, you go in the anti-clockwise way now. This way. So because the orientation reverse, it means that the mirror line is halfway between the image and the object. And that's how we did this one today. That's number 55. 5 to go. 56. In each of the following diagram, A prime is the image of A. Which of the following is a reflection in the x-axis? I've seen a question here, instead of saying x-axis here, they said the line y equals 0, which is the same line, x-axis. So the one that reflects over the x-axis we're looking for, that is not it. If this reflect is gonna come here, so that's not it. So can X off this one. Next one. This is reflecting the x-axis again. This is gonna come to here. That's not it. C, if you're reflecting the x-axis, it just come in here. This looks like a rotation, but that's not what we have. All right, we want a reflection, so that's not it either. So reflect this one over this, that's what it is. But this is a mirror line, it reflects to there. So this is the answer. That's an easy. Next question up here, number 57, says, in triangle ABC, angle A is X, and angle B is 2X. So the total angle is 3X, you know. Those two angles is 3X. What is the size of angle C? Easy. 180 minus the sum of those two. This is the answer. This don't need no calculation. 180 minus the sum of those two. That's angle C. That don't need any calculation. This question was on yesterday's paper. Let's see if it is any different today. Yes, because I think yesterday 12 was up here. Yesterday. That's one difference so far. I think. Question said it refers to the diagram below, which shows a triangle angle of depression. So this angle of depression is 35 degrees. I would say, remember that you have the Z angles here, and the angle of elevation looking up the other way is the same angle of depression up here, which is 35 degrees. All right, I remember yesterday we had to use the angle up here, which is 55 degrees. But let's see. It says the angle of depression of y from z is 35. That's on the diagram. If x is 12 meters from y, that's right here. All right. Then the height. So this question no wants the height today. So yesterday I think they wanted the length. So we're gonna put the x on the height and tell them that the height is x when we calculate it. Well, we're not showing it, we're shading anyway. So in this question, if we're using the 35, then this is the opposite. So to the 35, let me circle it. This is the opposite. And this is the adjacent. If using a 35, opposite and adjacent. Let's work in the 35 and see. Yesterday it turned out to be that the answer was with the 50, the 55. So the tan of 35 degrees is going to be equal to the opposite side that we're trying to find, the x, over opposite over adjacent. The adjacent is a 12. So to find the x, we multiply with 12 here. So the 12 tan of 35 degrees would be equal to the height x, we'll call x. Let's look at that is there. Yes, it is right here. So the answer is this. That answer was there yesterday. So you see the same diagram, the change of the answers, guys. Change of the answers. Answer different. Next question. 2 questions to go. We did this question yesterday again. We did this question yesterday as well. It says, shows a triangle ABC. It says, in the right angle triangle, which trig ratio is 4/8? If you're using this angle, then this is the opposite. And this is the hypotenuse. Well, this is the hypotenuse anyway. Let me say it this way. Set it up this way. So this is the hypotenuse no matter what. And if we're working with x, I see these angles have x and y in it equal, right? So if we're working with this angle x that I'm marking in red, then this becomes the opposite. And this is the adjacent. If we're working with the angle up here that I'm going to shade in purple, or mark in purple, then this becomes the adjacent. And this becomes the opposite. What do I want us to find? Let's say and say, which trig ratio is 4 over 8? So I want to work out the two of them. So for the red, it's going to be the 4 over the 8, which is sine. So the sine of x will be equal to 4 over 8 if you consider the red angle. Consider the purple, then the 4 will be the adjacent. So it will be the cos of y will be adjacent 4 over 8. So which one of these two answers is there? And the sine of x is there again today. So the answer is this one up here. So and the cos of y is not there. So that is the answer. All right. Next question. Last question. It says, under translation, this. Where does this point go? All right. What is the image of that point? So the point, so here we go is that the point negative 5, 3. You apply the translation to it, which is negative 2, 3. And it takes you to the image point over here. And this is done simply by adding these two values, which is negative 7. So that says already this is only negative 7 in there. So I won't have to go any further. This is only negative 7. But over here, just to finish it still, it's gonna be 3 and 3, 6. That's why the point is negative 7, 6. Which is what we have there. And so that is the answer. And that is it for this paper, guys. I'm warming you up for when you're ready to binge the papers and do it topic by topic and do one whole paper of one topic. So I'm setting that. I'm going to set up that schedule. I'm going to have it. We're going to binge the papers. All right. So well, that is it for today, guys. Just wanted to give you a little bit of work so you don't forget everything. And you can count all the 9 processes here. So I guess everybody's studying for other exams, but it is being recorded. So other persons can watch the video when they're free. And a lot of people still have exams. So that is it. All right, guys. Look out for the marathon that we're going to do. All right. With these things, we're going to basically do all the possible questions that exist. All right, and I'm going to put them in groups. I have them in groups, topic by topic. I'm going to look and show you all the similarities between the questions and what you have to look for. The minor differences between the questions that you have to look out for. All right, so we're going to have those sessions. All right, bye, everybody. We'll have another session tomorrow to do another paper. Okay, bye-bye. All right. I'm going to end it now. Hold on a second.